are often under the, the full moon, and just taking in that energy of the moon for Tu B'Shvat. Want to invite that for all of us to have that soft light from within coming, reflected by the moon. So today I'm really excited to share with you some new ideas from some anatomy that I'm studying, and I want to ask Rachel to put the foot on the on the screen. I'm going to show you a picture of the foot, and we'll get right into the practice as soon as we can. But the foot is what we're going to focus on today as our root. And if you're sitting in your practice, you can also think about your sits bones. But I wanted to invite you to take a look. How many of you are familiar with the structure of the foot? Just to have, yeah, great. So I wanted to show that the foot is very much connected to, obviously, the lower leg and the bones of the feet. I just want to invite you to look at the differences in the bones. So we have the phalanges that are long and reaching all the way from the midfoot. So our toes begin at the midfoot. And then here, these bones, the cuboid bones, are really shaped like boulders fitting together. And I want to share that the shape of these bones in the feet allow us to articulate and move and create the dome of the arch. And we're going to think about this or have this in our mind's eye today as we're working with feet. And then, of course, the heel bone is our solid foundation of a tripod on our foot. So we want to have our weight on our heel. I just wanted you to see the connection of this. And then the ankle joint, I want to point out, the lower outer knob is the fibula, the outer little thin bone. And then the inner knob on the inside of the foot is the tibia, the larger bone. So the bones of the lower legs and the foot together allow us to move and stand and balance. So I just wanted you to see this. Thank you, Rachel. We'll release the image. I'm very visual, and I wanted to share that imagery for you and talk today for a moment about trees and embodying trees. And for the two practices that I'm offering this week and next, I want to share a deepened awareness of our own rootedness and the qualities, both structurally and spiritually, that embodying trees can give to us, especially in these times. So for those of you at your computer, I want to offer an idea, if you want, before we start, to chat in the chat something that you notice in trees that also you notice in your body. So I'm focusing on the foot and the roots, but just take a minute to put your attention on trees, and a tree outside or a tree, you might see one in your view, and just to invite us to really embody trees and take a minute to think about a part of a tree, an element of a tree. Just want to give us that dropping into tree awareness. Trunk, solidity, rootedness, branches, they're different in different seasons. Oh my God, so many amazing, reaching up and movement, growing toward light. So I invite you to also bring into the whole practice today other ways that you experience your own being as a tree, as a live rooted tree, also reaching and lifting. And I'll bring to the practice the idea today of starting with the feet and bringing energy up through the entire body from the feet. There's so many amazing comments coming in. I hope we can take a look at those. So let's go to the mat. Are you ready? Okay, so here we go. Just a second. I invite you to take a minute. I've done this actually before, and we're going to do this a moment again, that we're going to sit on a chair, or if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, and we're going to, if you can reach your feet, take a moment to massage the feet. So we're just going to take a bit of time to feel those bones and feel the soft tissue in the bones. Maybe lengthening them out, starting with the base of the toes. And if you can actually reach your foot, look at it and feel it. But if it's not possible, please go ahead and just look down at your foot or imagine your foot if it's not possible to touch your foot. And you can really take note of the structure of those long bones. And there are 3 arches from center to base of toe, from center of heel to outer pinky toe, and then across the transverse arch. So we're gonna really focus on the way these 3 arches lift as a dome to support us. Yeah? Take the second side, just warming up the feet a little. We've done this at the yoga studio in the past, and if you take your time at home doing this, you can notice sometimes when you stand after doing one, the contact with the ground that your foot has after warming it up. Okay. So let's release that. Take a chair back to your mat and put it to the side. And we'll take a moment. Here is a blanket that we're going to open and lie down on, but take a minute to stand just before warming up anything, and take your feet hips distance apart. And for a moment, feel into the weightedness of your feet and see if it's possible to shift your weight forward and back and side to side, and just notice, where is it naturally that your weight goes? Is your weight more on the outer foot? Is your weight more on the inner foot? Is your weight even at the circumference of the heel? And see if it's possible to imagine your foot as a tripod, heel, base of big toe, base of pinky toe, and re-establish, spread the toes, lift the toes, spread them, lengthen them down again, and find a rootedness of the center of the heel, a rootedness of base of toes, and a lifting up. Sap begins to rise on this day of Tu B'Shvat, the energy lifting up the inner arches and outer arches of the feet. So lengthening and lifting up. Inhale, raise the arms overhead and just find this shape for a moment as we begin. Oh, and maybe take your left foot out and stretch the left side of the body. And take your right foot and stretch a long open line, the right side of the body. And we're doing this with weight on our feet. The feet are distributing weight and supporting us as we move. So now that was a starting point to see how it feels, noticing. And then let's take our bodies to the floor. Open one blanket. We'll do some openings of the legs and the hips and the shoulders, and then we'll come back to standing again. So coming down to the ground, taking a moment to bend the knees. Feet are hips distance apart. Take hands by hips. Draw shoulders down away from neck. And with your rooted feet, establish those tripods again, those roots of the toes and steadiness of the heel. And let's lift for a baby bridge. Just send the hips up and the knees move away from crown of head. And take this for a couple breaths if you need to come down. As always, care for your own body's needs. And then release down slowly, slowly with the whole length of the spine. More spacious. And let's lift hips up and take them to the right and set them down. Bring knees over to left. Open arms in a T. And then take knees opposite this extended open branch of the right arm. So knees are to the left, and slowly extend the right arm into a V. So you're opening, noticing any sensation in the armpit, in the side waist, and one long open channel from hip through side waist, side chest, armpit, elbow to the fingers. So we're connecting lower body to upper body. And then bring knees back to center, reestablish the hips centered. Find those feet really connecting to the earth, and then lift hips up and over to the left a little bit, send them down, and take knees to right. So we're just taking a gentle lying twist. There's some trees that have twisted branches and turning branches. And really feeling the grounded rootedness of your contact with the earth. Take your left arm up in a V, a little higher, sliding along the floor, so you really have that open channel from outer hip through side waist, side chest, armpit, elbow to fingers. So all of the energy we draw from below extends up through the limbs. And come back to center. Place the feet down. And take an inhalation and lengthen both arms and legs long on the floor. One long open channel like we did standing. Mountain pose lying down. Flex the feet. Bring the toes back towards you and feel sensation in the legs. Where do you feel an opening? And take another long inhalation, and on the exhale, fold the right knee in. Keep lengthening the left leg, arching the foot with the front of the shin and side of the shin. Those muscles create a sling that lifts the arches. And imagine the energy coming up through inner leg to spine. Keep holding the right knee bent and then extend the left arm. So the whole left side of the body is one open channel. And then keeping that foundation on the left, let's open the right knee a tiny little bit, like 45 degrees, holding with your hand. Externally rotating the thigh and holding that thigh for a little baby hint at tree pose. So feel without weight, without gravity, this long open channel. Lifted arches, energy all the way up the body through to fingers. The aspect of zrizut, aliveness, energy up. Enthusiasm, even as we're laying down. And then let's release knee back to center. Inhale, take both arms and legs all the way long. Lengthening, extend, maybe even a little stretch on each side while you're lying down. And then with both arms and legs even, go ahead. Inhale, and on the exhale, fold left knee in. Hold behind the knee. And establish that right leg long and open. Flex the foot. Bring the pinky side of foot as evenly back as the big toe side, as if you're standing on the earth. Then keep holding with your left hand. Extend right arm overhead by your head, laying on the floor, palm facing in, and find that right side of the body long and open. Reaching and lengthening from the feet. Noticing the action of flexing the foot and all the work that your lower leg is doing, and how that connects all the way up through quadriceps and hip and all the way up to fingers, how lengthening from the whole body happens. And then let's go ahead, gently keep this length and foundation, externally rotate to just 45 degrees and hold the knee out to the side. So it's a little tiny approximation. We're not even going all the way to foot on the thigh. We're just feeling that external rotation as we feel that long open channel. And then let's release. Bring both knees into the chest and rock back and forth. Just a little bit of waking up the back body. And take both feet to the floor again, and we'll take just a simple extend right leg up. And today, let's flex and point the toe rather than circle the foot. Let's lengthen the right foot to the sky. Left knee is bent, left foot on floor. And take a moment to look at your foot and all that happens when you flex, when you point, and notice the sensations. Draw the femur into the pelvic bowl so that you really can feel the effort coming from stability. And then bend and straighten the knee. Both the ankle and the knee are designed to move in one plane. And then keep the knee bent and circle the thigh in the hip joint one way and the other. We do this often, just waking up the joints, keeping that steady foot on the left, really strong and steady as other movements happen. Now take right foot to floor, knee bent, extend left leg up to the sky. Hands are at the hip points so you can feel evenly weighted in the torso, evenly weighted in the sacrum, in the lower pelvic bowl. And then flex and point. You're pointing the toes and then drawing the toes back to you. And notice if it's possible to keep a little bit of a lower arch in the back. So the foot might not be at 90, it might be a little away from you. And really articulate slowly that movement, that gorgeous movement that the human foot can make. It allows us to move and walk and run and do all kinds of things. Then let's bend and straighten the knee. Just waking up the joints a little. And then keep knee bent, circle, thigh bone in. Really feel the steadiness of your right foot and the right knee staying straight up to the sky. So the foundation of the pose is the right foot and the whole torso, evenly weighted. Then with both knees bent, draw knees in, roll to your side, come on up to sitting. And for this next moment, you can fold your blanket and put it aside. I want to invite you to do something that may or may not work for you. So please take care of your own body's needs. We're come to all fours and turn the toes under. And if this is not right for your body or your feet, please don't do it. And come with your weight back, sitting on your feet with your toes turned under. Just for a couple breaths to waken up the toes, noticing, sensing. Come on out if it's too much for you. We'll take another couple breaths here. Notice if the weight of the whole foot can be even at base of toes. Then come to all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll take a circling of the hips, forward, side, back, And notice how the weight shifts in your hands and in your toes when we do this. So our weight shifts from the outer to the inner as we circle around. You might even feel more action in the outer and inner thighs as you do this. Really take note of your weight shifting. And then from here, go ahead and send the hips all the way back. If this is right for you, you can also do this sitting. This is a child's pose, a little bit alternate child's pose. We'll send the weight all the way back with the toes turned under and lengthen. So it's a little baby down dog with toes turned under and lengthening. Head releases down to the floor or between the arms, long extended. Gathering the ribs into the center of your trunk, of your torso. And then lift on up. And if it's too much to keep your feet turned under, well, let's everyone extend the feet long now. Long front of the foot on the mat. And we'll take the same shape, but take arms all the way over to the left, walking over the left, and then send the body down. So we're extending and opening the right side of the body. Child's pose with the torso and arms tilted, shifted to the left. Once more, feel that connection of hips through side body, through to your fingers and arms. And then lift up the torso, walk hands over to the right, slide and extend them long, come into a little baby child's pose with the body to the right. Good, and then come on up and we'll take toes under once more and let's take a downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up and back, softening behind the knees for the first one. Take a look at your feet. Arms are extended long and hands are evenly weighted. And notice if it's possible to establish even weightedness on the feet. And then lengthening the heels back. Let's straighten the legs if that's possible for you. And lift the toes. Lift the toes, sending the whole body weighted to the back of your body and hips, and then send the toes down. Walk the feet towards hands. And one more little noticing. Knees are soft. We're in a forward fold. Hands are touching blocks or the floor, your choice. Head is released. And go ahead and lean back on the heels and forward. And a couple times. Back and forward. And take a look and notice what's happening with the weight in your feet. And now, if it's possible for you, please take a couple blocks to support you in this. We're going to do the same thing with legs straight and extended. And the blocks can be as high as you like, or you can take a chair and do this with a chair. Your choice. But we're going to take the same idea for a moment of a forward fold. If you're using a chair, you can extend in a right angle, tabletop. And take your weight forward. Note what happens in the body when you do that. And take your weight back. Really send your bottom far back behind your ankles. And your weight's really on the heels more. Do that one more time, forward and back. And then find the center balanced, evenly weighted foot and come into a fold. Hands on blocks, head on chair if you like. So you really feel your feet working. Now pay attention to the front of the shin and the side of the shin, the muscles at the front and side. Lift the arch and create that sling that moves all the way under and around the foot to lift the arches. And see if it's possible to lift the inner arches and the outer arches. If your body can touch your feet, you can take hands to the outer arches, putting the fingers under, take the hands to the inner, the thumbs to the inner arches, and support this dome-like structure. And just really notice it, and then soften knees, come on up, hinge on up, or roll on up to standing. Put the chair at the edge of your mat, put the blocks nearby, and stand once more in mountain pose. Let's lift one leg and the other for a moment, just waking up. Shift the hips back and forth a little. Once more, let's take this open stretch with the left. Notice if you have a little more access to the whole line of energy in the body. And to the right, just really taking time today to connect feet up through to our branches, to our leaves. And from here, we're going to face the chair, have block. You can put our blocks on the chair if that works for you. We only need one at a time. So let's take one. We'll take our left foot forward, right leg back, facing the chair. Both legs straight. Find once more the 3 points of contact of the feet. Feel your feet so grounded. And then notice and lift the arches of the feet by activating the front and side muscles of the lower legs. And from here, first, we'll hinge the whole shape over for a forward fold. You can also take hands to blocks in a forward fold at a right angle if that's better for you. Notice, if you can, where is the weight in your feet? If it's more on your outer feet, can you bring a little more weight to the inner base of toe and heel? And it's a little inquiry into your own patterns, your own ways that your body moves and works. So we're in a forward fold, both legs straight, spine extended. From here, we'll soften that front knee. Take blocks up if you like, and we'll come into warrior one. So we keep the foundation of the feet, drawing energy up from the back foot, especially this beautiful moon-shaped curve from the inner arch to the inner knee, all the way up through inner leg, spine, inner armpits, all the way to fingers. Find your ease in the back bend that comes from a very rooted, strong foundation. Then release the arms to the chair. Walk that left foot back a little bit, and we'll take a little baby half moon on a chair. So I'm using the chair for support. Standing leg can be bent or straight. And just feel the foundation of that standing leg. And then release this shape all the way, facing your chair. Come to tree pose. Place right foot against left thigh. Arms come all the way up. Find your balance from the sending down rooted energy of heels and toes, and the lifting up of the arches on both sides and in the center. Release, hands down. Take leg down. Let's take downward dog for a little rest. Soften the knees, lift the toes. Really pay attention to your feet. Take a moment to establish even weight. Center of heels, base of toes, pinky toe base. Straighten the legs if that's right for you. Come all the way to the floor if that's better for you. Waking up the calves. Noting the angle of your lower leg bones. And then let's walk and stand up. We'll take second side. Take right leg forward and left leg back. Both legs are straight. Feet are hips distance apart. Back leg turns out. Take a forward fold here with lengthening and lifting the torso and the pelvis up and over the front leg. Hands come to chair or to blocks if that's better for your body. It's a long, extended spine. Strong feet. Now take a moment and notice where is there a little bit more lightness in the foot on either side, and can you establish even weightedness? Perhaps that's the inner base of the toe. Perhaps for you, you lean more on the inner foot, then you want to establish more weight on the outer foot. And then let's soften behind that front knee. You can lift up the blocks and come on up to warrior one. Today, really feeling yourself as a tree, rooted and strong in the lower legs, and the energy of the sap rising is coming all the way up from the back inner leg through to spine, through the fingertips. So your energy and your uprightness comes from the earth. And then from here, we'll take hands to the chair, walk the front leg back a little, and with it soft and bent, we'll take a little baby half moon. So hand on chair, lift the back leg, turn and face, lifting the arm. The bottom leg can be bent if that gives you more stability. Can play with pointing and flexing the foot on the top. And then release that down, keeping right leg as standing leg. We'll take our tree. Bring the foot up to the thigh or to the calf, not on the knee joint, and re-establish and feel all that we've done for the whole practice. Noting your own unique tree, the aliveness inside of you, the rootedness, and release. Hands, release. Leg, let's take down dog, either on the chair or on lifted blocks or all the way with hands on floor. Your choice. Once more, play with softening behind the knees, play with straightening legs and lifting toes. Experiment with your own body and your own weightedness in your feet and really notice how satisfying it can be to distribute the weight evenly as a support. And then everyone come on down all the way to child's pose again, if that's right for you. If not, you can come to a seated position. If you're in child's pose, come on out, and we'll take a folded blanket longwise and fold it again. We're going to take a seated continuation of these actions. So we'll extend the left leg first, have blocks on either side of the leg. And here, you can also take your strap. It's an option to use a strap. We'll take our right knee and bend it with foot on floor and then let it sit out in the shape of tree pose. The hips are on the fold of the blanket. And either let's everyone take your strap. Take your strap at base of toes and hold the strap evenly. And with soft elbows, hinge the shape up and over. Just lengthening and opening the back of the leg. Spine is long and extended. If you'd like, from here, you can take hands to blocks and lengthen further, keeping the arch of the foot active without gripping. And just resting in the forward fold, the quality of trees that is stillness, but great life and movement within. And then slide the blocks back, switch the legs. First, extend the right leg long, flex the foot, bend the left with knee folded and let it rest out on the side. Please take another blanket to the side to support your knees, your bent leg if it doesn't come to the floor. Strap comes around. You can have it at base of toes. You could also play with having it at the arch. Maybe for this side, let's play with it at the middle arch. See how that feels? Feels good. So first, before anything, finding your spine upright, then soften at the elbows and hinge the shape forward. So your torso and pelvis, Raza de Echad, secret of oneness, of the one soul of our people, hinging as one, the upper body over the lower body. And feeling and noting sensation, perhaps in the leg. And then if you like, you can stay here, or if you like, hands to blocks and sliding and releasing, lengthening the whole fold. With this deep quality of stillness. And then let's release, come on up. And we'll open the blanket. Actually, let's fold the blanket, sorry. Take one folded blanket under your head, and let's roll the other blanket under the knees for a little extra support for our final resting pose. As you take yourself down, if you like, you can take another little lying twist or any other stretch your body wants, and we'll release once more, shoulders down, away from neck. Lengthening the legs out, lengthening the arms out, and releasing. Front body to back body to earth. And we'll rest here together for a few minutes. Receiving a deep, long breath, Nishmat Chaim, the breath of life. Let's go ahead and fold the knees, roll to your side. Rest there for a moment. Come on up to sitting, and we'll sit with our sits bones rooted. And feeling the quality of stillness, of rootedness, of uprightness, and so many other qualities of tree. We'll close with our hands at our hearts and the phrase from Bereshit, B'Tselem Elokim, the divinity in me greets the divinity in you. Thank you everyone for joining for today's practice. And if there's another tree quality as you move through your day that you want to continue to bring, I invite you to take this practice into your day, into your week. And want to share also that I have more practices on my website, and Rachel can pop that link in. There's a little 10-minute practice for Zrizut based on tree, and there's another yoga practice. And I also have a teacher training upcoming with using embodied Pardes, the methodology of looking at qualities and elements in text, in nature, and bringing them into the practice. So check it out. I invite you to check it out. Reach out to me. and we'll take any we'll take time for questions now. So if you're releasing onto your day, thank you so much for joining.